So I'll call the subcommittee meeting of the Southwestern Regional EMS Council System Subcommittee to order. Roll call.
All right, we have Brian Wilcox,
Here.
Bobby Kuhn,
Here.
Tim Richardson,
Here.
Laura Logan,
Here.
Lucas Green,
Here.
and Scott Lampier.
Present.
We have all members present.
So I submitted the transfer of operating authority from the Amity Rescue Squad to the Belmont Fire District to all members via email through the program agency. Did everyone receive that?
Yes.
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 Okay. So the purpose of this subcommittee meeting today would be to determine that the application to be complete. Through dissemination from all the members, is there anything that we should address regarding the completeness of the application?
I got a couple things, Scott, just for the record, that I believe have been addressed through the clarification documents.
Okay.
Number one would be on the 3777 form. Section D, level of service. The box is checked EMT. However, in the documentation, the agency describes that they are going to be proposing to continue the paramedic level of service. I believe that's just a typographical error. The box should be paramedic, not EMT.
I agree. And in the statement of clarification signed by, it appears Dan Woolston, Board of Fire Commissioners Chairman, that does appear to be a typographical error.
Perfect. And then the other one that I had was concerning the area of current operating territory of Amity Rescue that's going to be surrendered with approval of the DOH upon this transfer in the town of Ward. That leaves a portion of that town, a portion of that town is outside the fire district boundaries. I read in the clarification document sent this morning that existing services will pick that up. I guess my question or piece I'm looking for is what exactly that looks like in Schedule E of the TOA packet on that map. It's unclear to me what is being left with the lines. So Felicia, if you can go to the TOA packet, it's page 46 of the 112 page document.
So,
and I guess,
yep. Just out of locality, and Lucas, you can speak to this, I believe, as well. If you look to the, it would be the right side of the green line. That area is currently where you see Baker Road, Austin Road. That is covered by the Alfred A.E. Crandall hook and ladder ambulance currently. And the area you see where it says Putt Brook Road, Wallbrook Road, and that's town of Ward is covered by Wellsville ambulance currently. And then, of course, medical transport service has the entire town of Ward as well. I actually believe that this will be the first geopolitical subdivision within the town of Ward. Unless, Tim, maybe to your recollection, when A.E. Crandall did their expansion, they may have done a geopolitical subdivision as well, but I believe all operators have the entire town of Ward currently on their CON.
So I can speak to the CON thing. Alfred's is very specific, just like Belmont's is. They do not have the entire town. When they did their expansion, it was for the service area that they covered at that point in time. So it was very specific, like Amity's is, and they also had to do the same thing for their portion of the town of Hartsville. Medical Transport Service and Wellsville Ambulance both have CONs for the entirety of the township of the town of Ward. And I did speak to Wellsville Ambulance's president, and they had been approached when all of this started about potentially taking on more of the town of Ward, and nothing has been solidified on that yet. But there are two other entities in this county that can step in and fill that role.
so I guess just for my clarity, the light blue borderish box looking thing, is that the proposed new territory of the Belmont Fire District?
Correct.
Or is that the current operating territory of Amity Rescue?
That is the proposed fire district operating territory.
The only reason I ask it like that is because it does say on attachment or Schedule E map of current service area. So I'm assuming the current service area is all of the town of Ward. Proposed is that squiggly line through the middle of the town of Ward. Is that correct?
So Scott, I actually think that this is a map of their current area now that I look at this. I could probably get us clarification on that if I needed to.
I just can't find anything that showed what the new proposed territory or what portion of the town was left unprotected. I get that there's agencies that are covering it. I just think for the record, we need to know what area is being surrendered as part of Don's approval letter.
Alicia,
And I'm not
can
sure that
you-
letter this morning did that.
No, I would agree. Alicia, can you, in the packet, I believe there was correspondence between the division and Mr. Butler. Could we review that?
Page
for a
48.
matter?
Page 48.
I was muted. Can you see that?
Yes. Yep.
Do you want me to keep going? Or no, that's the only thing there.
Yeah, there's no map. I didn't believe there was any map with it. I will I can make a note and go back to Mr. Butler regarding the map, an accurate map.
So
I think a map of proposed operating territory versus current would be beneficial to us.
yeah, so if you can go back to that map for a second, Alicia, I want to look at that real quick. Okay, so that is a map directly from the county CAD system, and it dictates the Wellsville-Scioto district, but I'm not seeing. There's an Alfred Station and Amity Rescue District in the town of Ward, which isn't shown on here, and that would give us what we're looking for. I just don't remember specifically where those boundaries are.
Hey, Scott,
Yes.
I gotta believe, so what we're looking at, when they get their official CON, it's gonna say the Belmont Fire District, correct?
Correct.
Instead of being spelled out like theirs is currently.
I believe you are correct.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with Lucas. That would clear it up, you know, and Bobby too, having the two different maps, the little piece that's getting surrendered out, and then the map of the Belmont Fire District will line up with their certificate of operating authority.
Okay. I have that as an action item. We can reply back. Is there any other, Bobby, do you have any other points at this time?
No, I think those are the two that I had found in my review. Thank you.
Okay.
Scott, the only
Lucas?
one oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're okay,
Oh.
Tim. Go ahead.
The only other one was checking on the DOH 4362. They have a controlled substance license, I'm assuming, correct?
They do have a controlled substance license currently.
Okay, it's just not reflected on that 4362. The medical director verification. I believe that's what it is.
Okay. Lucas, do you have anything?
No, well, not really. So in the fitness and competency, it was noted that during the past 10 years, there have been no orders or deficiency notices issued from any New York State Department or equivalent out-of-state agency that did or could have caused patient harm or were repetitive or uncorrected. I don't know how far we want to dive into that, but Amity Rescue had some stuff that came up, and some of them were repetitive. They had a bunch of narcotics expired and stuff. I don't know if that's anything for the record that we want to look into, but I have looked this over and everybody's addressed my points that I had already. So
Okay, we can, we do, this morning, there was some correspondence with the division, Dan Clayton, so we can, I believe, forward that question to him to see if it, is a matter to open or not.
Yeah, I think we at least need to make note if we know as a committee that there's SODs, I think they need to be publicly reported in this packet, to Lucas's point. Whether we dig into them and they're relevant or not, I think they need to be at least reported if we know about them.
Okay. Brian, do you have anything?
No, I got it.
Okay. Laura,
Pretty much everything that I found has been addressed. The territory, the substance, the controlled substance license was one. The fact that it was checked as EMT instead of paramedic. The only other two parts that I saw was that in their listing, and this is just kind of petty, but in their listing of all their EMTs, they have one EMT that's listed as not having CPR and AED, which isn't, I mean, in order for them to operate, they have to have that anyway, but it's not checked. But then the only other thing was that Gavin Carl had not signed his competency, but I see that they addressed that in what was sent this morning.
yep, so I have the, it was just easier for them to drop that off to me. So I have it, obviously it's, it's redacted at this point, so I will get that over to Alicia to get submitted through the state for the FNC. It looked like once we determine the application complete, they would need 4 business days. So I think that I'll go back to Mr. Butler tonight via email and let him know our concerns as a committee. And once they're addressed, I believe, would it be appropriate, Alicia, we could take a roll call vote via email, correct, to deem the application complete once you're muted.
I think so.
We haven't passed.
You say we have or haven't?
If I remember right, we have in the past on one.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, or I could do another doodle poll and see if I can find another time for us all to get together for a couple minutes, just so it's a recorded thing, but I'm fine with whatever you think.
What's the
Sorry, Scott. I guess my other suggestion would be can we do a conditional approval based on you getting certain criteria clarified? I mean, I'm fine. Once you get a map, I'm good with it. You know, if it's a map of the Belmont Fire District or the new proposed operating territory. I don't know what else you're going to get from them. All the SOD stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we want to wait till we see that.
We've been sitting here. I did look, I mean, I don't know if it's relevant, but in November of 2022, they were downgraded because they didn't have controlled substances. And then also in July of 2020, they were also downgraded because they didn't renew their controlled substances. So.
Alicia, was that SODs or just?
So the one in 2020 was an SOD. But the one in 2022, when Don he sent me an email just saying, you know, that they're downgraded to BLS and only 801 is available for transport at this time until further notice. And I responded and asked if I could have, was it for an SOD? And he said they are not in compliance with public health law and do not have controlled substances. And I said, thank you for the info. And then they ended up going back up once they took care of all their, but I didn't ever actually get an official SOD. But since then, I don't have any SODs or anything for them.
I got one kind of discussion item. Have they started recertifying, or their CON expires in June? Or is this gonna kind of this little stop, or we're gonna get a stopgap here between the transfer of authority and a new certificate of need or certificate of operating authority?
I would say that from my conversations, their plan is to get the TOA complete and operate under the new district.
Okay.
They have submitted or are going to be submitting their renewal.
Okay,
I do
perfect.
have firsthand knowledge of that they are going to do that because it expires and they weren't sure that this was going to get done before that expired. So
That's
Amity,
what I was hoping.
yeah, Amity Rescue is going to renew it, but it may be transferred before then. So
Okay. Thanks, Lucas.
Okay, so I will, I think at this point, we should get some clarification. They've been pretty responsive, so I'll get that. And as soon as I have it, I'll submit it out to the committee. And, then we can, I agree with Alicia, we probably should have a recording. So we'll get together quickly to have a vote and, get the fitness and competency off to the state.
Can I just ask one question just for clarification?
Yes,
When they're looking at the paramedic portion of it, is the people that are now going to be in charge of the narcotics license and everything, are they more Amity or more Belmont?
I believe, looking at
Just
their
looking to
current,
see if we have a difference in leadership.
there's a difference in governance, and I would argue probably from a local perspective, there will be a much different approach to how those regulations are followed and handled.
I would echo Scott's sentiments on that.
Okay.
So, and I do, I guess on the SOD and the controlled substance, I'm not sure that from this committee's perspective, we really need to or want to dive in. I agree they should disclose the SOD, but that really should be up to the division if they're going to allow them and the REMAC to go up to a level of care. I think the transferring of the BLS operating authority at least is probably most appropriate to move forward sooner rather than later. So I'll speak with Mr. Butler via email and get these answers back to the committee and let everyone know.
Scott, I would agree because I think our purpose is to deem the application complete, right?
Yes. Yep.
Accurate and complete. So I would agree with that.
Yep. So with no other business before the subcommittee today, I'd look for a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion that.
Motion by Lucas, second by Tim, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Have a wonderful afternoon and go Sabres.
Go Buffalo.
Yes, sir.